Phil Collins is one of the most successful musicians of the 20th century. He's the drummer for Genesis, a chart-topping solo musician, and the composer of the Academy Award-winning soundtrack for Disney's Tarzan, his best work. But if that wasn't enough, he's also a historian of the Battle of the Alamo. So recently I went on a trip to San Antonio with my family, and of course, we visited the Alamo. Saw many of the things you'd expect to see there, like the famous mission building that is known the world over, a musket demonstration by some reenactors, and an impressive collection of artifacts from the 1836 battle, which unbeknownst to me, belonged to Phil Collins. So the story here is that Phil grew up watching the Disney Davy Crockett miniseries on TV, which depicted Davy Crockett's participation and death at the Battle of the Alamo. This sparked a lifelong obsession with this event and the history of the Texas Republic. Phil started collecting Alamo artifacts and amassed an impressive collection before gifting it to the Alamo Museum. And if that wasn't enough, the man even did the narration for the diorama display in the museum.
Hi, thank you for coming to see this display. This is Phil Collins here, and though some of you might know me from my music, I'm talking to you today just as an Alamo enthusiast.
I gotta be honest, walking into the Alamo Museum and seeing Phil Collins staring back at me was a moment I don't think I'll ever forget. I was joking with my girlfriend while we were there that this shed some new light on the meaning of Phil's songs. Like In the Air Tonight was actually about the cannonballs being fired over the Alamo, or that Against All Odds was really about the desperate last stand against the Mexican army. One More Night was inspired by a letter from Davy Crockett, who knew the end was near. No, but at the end of the day, there's no hate here. In fact, I actually think it's really cool that rock legend Phil Collins is another history nerd like me, but is able to use his wealth and influence to preserve our history for future generations.